Hello, Quentin.
Hello.
How has your week been?
Busy studying. 8 to 9 hours a day.
8 to 9 hours a day, wow. That's good
I
studying.
could probably say all the stuff by heart.
Nice. Well done. Well done. How about in terms of what have you thought of the things that we talked about last week? Anything extra that you want to add or tell me or share?
Yeah, the more I know, the more I'm like anxious. Because the more I understand that I know nothing. Because I still need to learn. I have also a lot of pressure because for me 27 is a bit late, and there is a part of me who wants to be quick and another part who wants to take time, because the more I take time to learn the skills and to be better, the faster it will go. So if I want to be too fast,
that's that patience part.
Patience part.
So there was two things that really came out of last time, is that comparison with other people and the need for patience.
Still very focused on that.
Is the patience more of the important part to work on, or is it the combination of both?
The combination, maybe even more comparison.
Even more comparison. Okay. So in today's session, we're going to play with those two things, shifting around the comparison and lowering comparison, increasing patience. Okay. So even by the end of today's session, how will you know that we've been able to do that? Increase patience, decrease comparison.
I'm not stressed when I think about the future and the goal.
Okay. And if you weren't stressed about thinking about the future and goal, what would you be?
More free.
I like that. Where would you notice that free?
It's because I feel really free at the moment, but it's a bit, the level can go up.
Okay.
I think.
Would it be those parts you were talking about before?
Yeah, just like opening Instagram and see everyone who does quite the same thing that I want to do, which is coaching, public speaking and stuff, and not be like, fuck, he's maybe 1 year older and he's already done all that, and me, I'm just here. So probably opening Instagram, see all the one and say like, I will get there.
I will get there. Very nice. Very nice. What do you need? What do we need to access? What resources do we need? Attitudes, attributes, skills, behaviors. What do we need to tap in to increase patience and decrease comparison?
I think I really need to believe even more in myself. That I'm capable. It really takes time, and I'm not in a hurry. I need to appreciate the thing at the same time. It's like being patient, but at the same time move fast. Move fast is the learning and the really enjoy what I'm doing right now, and at the same time take the time, fast and slow at the same time.
I like that. And like even though you open up Instagram and you see someone and at the moment you compare them, and how come I'm not there?
Yeah.
So when did you really start this journey to have this magnificent and successful career?
I really start just a bit before NLP to really. Well, the question was when I start to want that, or when I start comparing.
When did you start moving towards it? Start doing it?
Actually, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, when I did the first self-awareness courses, the 1 month focusing on gratitude only, and it gave me the basis to lower my anxiety, because the anxiety was level 12 out of 10. Wow. So now my anxiety right now, it's around 3.
Nice.
The comparison thing is still high.
Okay. So you started really moving towards your journey a bit before NLP?
Yeah.
And so that's been a few months?
Yeah. Really when I came to Sydney.
Yeah.
So about January, February, 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months. And when you open Instagram currently and you compare yourself with somebody else who's already been doing it, how long do you think they've been on their journey doing it? Longer than 4 or 5 months?
Yeah. like 3-4 years,
3-4
5,
years.
sometimes 10.
5, sometimes 10 years. Good to know.
just that. Yeah.
What was that smile and?
Just that, yeah. 5 months and 5 years is completely different.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that. Just because we can. When you have more of this feeling of being free, when you're not stressed, when we've increased the patience, decreased the comparisons, how will you know that? Like, what will you see, what will you hear, what will you feel?
It's like really what I feel right now. It's like in my brain, it's like sparkling. I know it's connected to gratitude at the same time, to the present moment, because like in the now I just have that.
Yep.
I don't have past, I don't have future.
Nice.
And it's really, yeah, the joy of waking up in the morning and say, I'm grateful for the present, and I'm looking toward the future.
I love that. Everybody needs a little bit more of that, I think. Where's this going to come in useful in your life? Just within this business or other places?
Everywhere, because maybe the highest intention of my goal is to be grateful and successful in all the 8 areas of life.
Wonderful. And what is the purpose that you even want this and to be successful in all those areas of life?
You feel whole, complete.
Feel whole.
And yeah, I'm not using the term use this life, but really take all the gifts.
Use this life.
Yeah, use this life. Yeah.
Not to say it, but let's say it.
Let's say it.
Absolutely. And is this going to be good for you, for everybody around you?
Yeah. Yeah, already affect all of my family and my surrounding to be better than I used to be.
Good job. Let's get you even better than that.
Mm.
So by the end of today's session, we will be increasing the patience,
Yeah.
decreasing the comparisons, and you'll know this because there'll be more of a sense of being free, and we can even test it by maybe even opening Instagram and seeing what comes up as you see people who have been doing what you want to do for 5 or 10 years, and increase that belief in yourself and just let you to know that you can do fast and slow at the same time. Okay. So a couple of things that I've thought about. One of them is being able to take a look at that pattern of the comparisons and really understanding it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Because it almost seems, even that you said earlier, it's kind of that part of you, but it seems that it's not necessarily like, sometimes we would look at a parts integration. It doesn't seem to be an integratable part. It seems to just be another part.
It's really also a symptom, because now I'm able to manage. Before, when I was comparing, the chest was so burning. The burn disappeared.
The burns disappeared. Interesting.
But I think the root is still here.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's really like when I was in primary school. I know it's from there.
Yeah, okay. So we may or may not use your timeline and tap into the past. To me, it's more about building up the resources and clearing the pattern by all means, but we might be doing it in some different ways.
Yep, okay.
So I want to stand up for this, and we're going to actually stand in and become the comparisons and the impatience, and become all that for a little while, the parts. So we're going to actually be stepping in and becoming the you that is whole and congruent, and that you that has that part going on, that comparison and the impatience and has to have it now and all that kind of stuff. Which one of those would you rather step into first?
The good part first.
The good part first?
Congruent
And is it
first.
going to be over here or over here?
Over here.
Over here. So we're going to step into both
Yep.
and look at each other from those different perspectives. Then we're going to come back here and kind of have a neutral space where we can be just an observer. I call this meta position. That's just that position beyond, kind of the fly on the wall. Let's go step in the positive one first. So let yourself be in that positive one first. And I only have a few questions in there, but take yourself to a space where you have that belief in yourself, where you can just take time and not be in a hurry, and where you can do the fast and slow at the same time. What do you notice about this part?
Really calm, really peaceful.
Calm
like
and peaceful.
A little cocoon.
In a little cocoon.
Yeah, I like that word.
I like that word too.
It's like the time stop.
Like time stopped.
Yeah. And I can really focus on what's important.
Yeah. And with time stopped, and with that calm and peace, that cocoon, what do you know to be true here?
That this is the state I want to be.
Okay.
Motivation at the same time.
Nice.
To be able to be so calm but so looking toward the future.
But because you can do that, you can be calm and excited, can't
Yeah.
you? And just notice that. Let your body connect with it. Then when you're ready, open your eyes and take a step towards me and step over here. And when you step into here, we're taking a step into that not so nice part. I can see your eyebrows automatically go down, your breathing shifts, your jaw clenches. And this is that part that does some comparisons and that does some impatience. It needs it yesterday even though you only started 5 months ago. Tell me about this part.
It's the one who is holding me back, but at the same time pushing me forward. Like I need to store like the little pressure, but not the negative emotion.
Yeah. And what are the negative emotions that are in here?
Angriness.
What kind of anger is that angriness?
More related to shame, because I expect so much from myself and I'm not where I want to be yet.
Anything other than that angry and shame and those self-expectations?
Yeah. I need to be the best for my family.
According to who?
Me and my grandma,
What did your grandma say?
because she's supporting everyone in all their life. And I put so much pressure because when she won't be here anymore, I need to I need to continue what she won't be able to continue.
And is that easier or harder to do with this kind of pressure?
Harder.
Harder. Strangely enough, I want you to open your eyes and go back to the first one. Back to that more positive one again. Take yourself into that cocoon. Because this positive one, it also knows this other part, doesn't it? They're not the same, but it knows this part. This positive one that has more calm and more peace, where time is still, where there's motivation and calmness. What words of advice would this part give to this negative one?
Just take it easy.
Take it easy.
Because if you do and you're working toward your values with this state of calmness and motivation, you can achieve what you want and you can be You can do all the things you want, be here for the other, work for your goal. You can be whole.
You can be whole. You can be whole. This part also knows the aspirations to do this for your family. To take over where your grandmother one day leaves off. What does this part have to tell the negative part about that?
That if you follow the positive part, the emotion of the negative emotion will fade, but you will keep the pressure, the little pressure that pushing you, motivate you.
Yeah. So notice, where is the pressure? Tell me about the pressure from this positive side. Pushing you forward. Tell me about that.
Where is it in the body?
Yeah.
Like here.
And one more question. What does this positive part need from this other one?
Need
Time?
time and trust.
And trust. Okay. So come back to this negative one, which might not be quite as negative, I don't know. And it knows the other one, doesn't it? It's not the same as it. What does this part need from the positive part?
The calmness, the joy, the freedom, and replace the pressure by the motivation.
Yeah.
Inspired instead of comparing.
Ooh, inspired. Wow. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and let's take a step to the back outside of both of these. And I want you to notice that you can see both of them. You can do this with your eyes open or closed, totally up to you. You can see both of them. But I want you to imagine that neither of them are you. They're separate. And you can see the benefits. You can see the drawbacks. You can see the resources. From here, from this space, what understanding, knowledge, or advice would you give to the more positive part?
Just when this happened, I did get through, learn, but don't keep the emotion.
And can you even see in your mind that happening?
I see just the two parts being a yin and a yang now.
Oh, nice. And with that yin and yang, what then advice, understanding, or wisdom would you give to the more negative side?
I needed it for a long time. Now, I'm just taking just the learning and use it for the positive.
Yeah, you needed it for a long time. Can you explain to it why you don't need it so much now?
Because it was kind of trying to protect me too much and preventing me from accessing something else.
Yeah. And you don't need that kind of protection now, do you?
No.
Are you safe? How do you know?
I'm solid.
You're solid. Feel that sense of solid. Then go ahead and open your eyes. What did you understand? What are you going to take away just from this exercise of stepping into both of those parts, looking at it from the different perspectives?
It was hard to dissociate completely because it was already formed into a symbol.
Yeah.
So it was already helping each other.
Isn't that nice to know they can help each other?
It just I will take the little pressure to combine it with motivation. So internal dialogue.
That's okay. That's okay.
And
because this part needed some of that pressure, didn't
Yeah.
it? Because
Yeah.
I think this part without the pressure is just joy and happiness and calm.
Yeah.
It doesn't
this
get much
part
done.
is moving toward.
Yeah. And this one's like, what do I need to move towards? I'm already good. So now it's got a little bit of
Yeah.
that too. So who does this make you? If you know this, if you know what you want, if you've got that motivation, that freedom, that joy, and that calmness, who does that make you?
The one that I wanted to be.
Okay, so we're going to move around a little bit more. Can you go stand somewhere over here and step into that one that you want to be? Become him. Feel that. Experience it from the inside. See it, hear it, feel it. And let your unconscious mind store any understandings of who you are now. And being this version of you, what happens to comparisons?
Because I don't want to be like anyone else.
I don't want to be like anyone else.
And anyone else can't be me.
They can be you.
No, they can't.
They can't. They can't be you and you can't be them. You don't want to be. Take a step towards me, and I want you to step into your beliefs and your values when you are being you like this. What do you believe to be true?
Just when you know better, you can do better. And it's infinite, the possibilities.
Totally infinite. What do you believe about being able to do this?
I will, because every time I will feel a bit stuck, I will look for answers.
That's right.
Even if I have them already or need them, I will go and look for them.
Nice. And what do you believe about comparing yourself to people who have been doing something for 5 or 10 years or more?
I don't know their life. I don't know what they have been through or what the journeys they have been on. And it's not important. It's just my journey and what I can bring to others. It could be different, that is important.
Wonderful. What do you believe might happen when you open up Instagram and see somebody doing something that you want to do?
Just get inspired instead of comparing.
Wow. And what's important to you about all of this?
To know myself the best way so I can do the best
That's right.
possible.
That's right. So trust your unconscious mind to store any learnings and understandings from that. In a moment, you're going to take another step towards my voice. This time, we're going to step into your capabilities. And we're going to notice from the inside out what you are capable of to have, do, and be all of this. So when you're ready, take that step towards my voice. Right into your capabilities. What do you notice yourself being capable of?
I am capable because I've seen like through this week, the more I learn, the more I'm capable. The brain is crazy. It's magnificent how it can work for you, with you.
That's right. And I want you to notice your capabilities. And trust your unconscious mind to store the learnings and understandings from this space. And then in another moment, we're going to take a step towards my voice. And this time we're stepping into your behaviors. So go ahead and take a step towards my voice. And I want you to start to notice your behaviors now. When you're being this version of you, with those beliefs and values, with those capabilities that you have, how have your behaviors changed now?
More motivated, more happier, and really confident.
Really confident. How do you know you're confident?
Because I'm ready to be patient and move fast at the same time.
Wow. So notice that you have that ability to have that behavior of being patient and moving fast. And how does that behavior of being motivated and inspired come out?
There's like sparkle in all the face.
Sparkling all the face.
I feel taller, like.
You look taller, strangely. Feel that. And instead of that old comparison, what do your behaviors do now?
Just want to be inspired from everything.
That's right. So one more, I'm going to have you take just a small step towards my voice. Into those environments and places when you're working on your business, when you're working on you, when you're just being you. So into those environments. So take this small step forward towards my voice. Perfect. And right into you and the environments where you're studying, where you're learning, where you're growing, where you're explaining. What's this like now?
Light.
Really light. What does it mean when it's really light?
You have all the negative emotion not here anymore. Whereas this bright and light space
That's right.
and mindset. It's this clarity, so you can add more and more and more learning.
Beautiful.
It will still be clear.
So again, trust your unconscious mind to store all those learnings. And then when you're ready, come on back into the room. We'll find our chairs and have a seat for a moment. Take your time. Nice. Adding it into that anchor. Creating an anchor, perhaps.
Yeah, unconsciously.
Let's grab our seats. Well done.
Hot now.
It's amazing how that happens. That was cool. What are some of the things you're going to take away from what we just did?
It's all in the unconscious. I know I don't have to speak about them. I know it's here.
Wow. And knowing it's there, what will that do for you?
Just help me when I'm challenged. Have the thing, I can use that. Everything is there to help me.
And one of the things that you said last week is whenever you're challenged, I will learn and overcome it. That was one of the beliefs you wanted to walk away with from working together. Is that there?
No, there is no other solution than that.
Beautiful.
Just move. And even if I have a step back, it's necessary to modify a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So we started today saying that we were going to increase patience and decrease that comparisons, and you would know that because there wasn't that feeling of stress and more feeling of being free. What do you notice?
Definitely free, definitely patient, and comparison, it's more want to get inspired from people, not compare. Not time for that anymore.
No, that's a huge shift. What does that even mean? Like the next time you open Instagram and you see someone, and in the past you may have had that comparison, to have inspiration come, what's the difference that makes?
That I will learn instead of being stuck. What's the point of comparing anyway?
That's right. So therefore, tell me about your belief in yourself.
I will do it.
You will do it. How do you know?
Just feel it.
Where do you feel it?
Everywhere. Sparkling everywhere.
Sparkling everywhere. And something that I learned from you, is that inspired creates that motivation, which is a push forward.
Yep.
And before, you were held back and pushed forward.
Yep. The future was really far. It was too here after.
Wow. So how will you continue to be tapped into that inspiration that pushes you forward and pushes you towards your goal?
Just fire my anchor and just shift. I know be aware of my state, accept it and change, and put a chrono to see how fast I can do that. And I can move faster.
You can move faster, can't you?
By being patient.
That's right. And that's a different kind of faster.
Yeah.
How would you explain that kind of faster? Patient faster.
It's fast because you know you learn, and your brain is helping you to learn faster and helping you to shift any negative or challenging into something that you use. And at the same time you are patient because you know the more you are doing it, the more you are capable and the more you can transmit to others.
That's right. Where before, you just wanted the quick without the learning.
Yeah.
Before, if I said, hey, I've got this chip, I can just implant it in your head.
No, I don't want that.
Not
I want
now.
to create my own chip.
Ooh, nice. But you wanted the chip before, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's a good thing I don't actually have a chip. Because you don't want it anymore.
No.
Any questions for me? Anything else you want to share?
No. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you here. Nice job.
Thank you.